doing it. He's trying to see how much interest there is around this fight. So he will entertain this, see what the response is, and then make a move off of that. Is this a fight that's a possibility? No. And you know, for boxing, it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, Khabib, as amazing and as tough as he isn't a boxer. That's not his thing. I wouldn't mind seeing him, you know, throw Mayweather around the octagon a little bit. But that's a fight that's probably not going to happen. But, you know, I think he's testing the waters a little bit. You get an undefeated mixed martial arts fighter against an undefeated boxer, and you know, two guys that have faced Conor McGregor. It's interesting. I don't think it has enough legs.
Out of him going, let's talk now. Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, come on, let's talk. Bam! And he's just slamming him. Bam!
He told him he was going to do that before the fight, too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk. We're going to talk.
Right.
When I'm on top of you and you're tired and I'm beating the fuck out of you, that's when we're going to talk. And that's what he did. You know, this is all not what Khabib does.
Right.
This is outside of his. If you look at his standard behavior, he's very respectful. I mean, he's never had an incident like this ever in a fight. All of his fights before that are him shaking his opponent's hand, doing the standard stare down, standard stuff, talking about his skill set and what he's going to do. And there's no disrespect. There's no insults. There's none of this.
That's what I mean about Khabib.
Yeah, but not Conor.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. But here's the other thing. On the other side, it makes it fun. I'm very torn because all the shit that he talked to Jose Aldo, look, that was a big factor in Jose Aldo charging at him, losing his composure, face first, and getting clipped with that left hand. That's a big factor, is the emotional angst that he had gone through for months and months on the road with this guy.
The mental warfare.
Yeah, I mean, that mental warfare is a real thing. It just didn't work with Khabib. It had the opposite effect. And with Khabib, he's like, I can't wait to get my fucking hands on you. It wasn't, I can't believe this guy's saying these things to me. With Khabib, but it ramped up the violence to the point where he was letting you know, like, hey, this is real to me. Like, if you want to act thuggish, and we'll just keep going. I'll keep taking this. Like, he didn't want to stop after Conor had tapped. Like, he was holding on to him, and he's letting him know, hey, motherfucker, like, this is real.
Janagi, whatever the fuck is
Paulie Malignaggi.
Let's go. What is that? What am I seeing there?
That was obviously from after 229. Here, well, I might as well read it. He said, when you're a pussy, it's always going to come out when you're in combat sports. You can only hide that fact for so long because you're going to get pressed to the point where you have to show some balls. This guy, I've been saying it for a while, is going to go down as the most overrated guy in mixed martial arts history. He continually signed checks that his ass couldn't cash. He had an overhyped record on the come up. This is the most overhyped guy in combat sports history. Forget mixed martial arts, which I think is nonsense. But what do you think about that?
I think he's, listen, I mean, I'm not going to say overrated because I like his skill set. I just think when you go versus Khabib, I think he's outgunned. That's why, like, he didn't do anything in that fight to show me that he deserves a rematch. I think he should go out.
I think he lasted on the ground a little more than I thought he would.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying he didn't do some good stuff. I'm on the record saying that I'm impressed with his ground defense. I think he did great that first round. But, excuse me, Khabib doesn't. He's just getting better as it goes along.
Yeah.
Not that Conor's always shown a problem with his endurance, but he's shown some signs of some fights where he got fatigued, and with Diaz and also with Floyd, and it's a different scenario with just the boxing. But there was signs of some problems with his endurance. So I mean, that's the worst guy to fight, Khabib.
Yeah.
But a lot of other guys in the division, I think he matches up phenomenal with, because he's got such good hands. And again, he's not that. I mean, look what he did to Eddie Alvarez. Look what he did to Dustin Poirier. So overrated, no. But I mean, is he going to beat Khabib?
Oh man, I can't believe this is actually a thing now. It's gives me a headache.
Everything's crazy.
Yeah,
everything. This whole the sports world is crazy.
It makes you kind of tap your temple with like 3 fingers, you know, like you made a 3-pointer, you know, if you're Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
Like that type of situation.
Financially. But when you look at what happened, that was a dominant victory. I mean, there was one round where Conor did pretty good, the 3rd round. Other than that, Khabib just sort of dominated him.
Yeah.
I mean, dropped him in the 2nd, beat the fucking shit out of him in the 4th, and the 3rd was a round. It's hard to make. I mean, I guess you could say that's the same thing that sort of happened in the Nate Diaz fight, and then Conor came back and won the rematch. So this is the argument. The argument is Conor was rusty. He's out of the cage for 2 years. He gets back in. Let's do and then financially, Jesus Christ, I mean, it was the biggest fight of all time. They're saying it's above 2.4 million pay-per-view buys, which is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
That's huge. So if it's bigger than that, and then if they could talk people into a rematch, I get it. But I don't want to see that. I want to see Tony. I want to see Tony and Khabib. Yeah.
He really knows that I'm out here, that I'm the real challenge for him, but the rest of the public and the people don't know. So once I fully embarrass Al on December 15th, then it's really going to kind of shine all that through, and everybody will know. In hindsight, the people, they want to see Khabib really challenge, and I think that I pose more questions than anybody else in the division. So that's really the fight that needs to be had, and that's where I was going to anyway. I'm not chasing no person, so I'm out here chasing titles.
Obviously, Khabib and Conor. Let's talk about that a little bit, and then piece all of this together into a larger narrative. What did you make of the fight?
I got to keep it real. I called that one wrong. I came on your show and I called it wrong. I guess I expected more out of Conor, and even when I watched that fight, I kind of saw a man that just fell out of love with the game. I saw a man that disrespected the game. They came at somebody with his hands down, and the very first shot that Khabib took, Conor went over the top and tried to out wrestle him. And I guess I expected more from that. I expected him to learn a little bit from Floyd, to have a little bit more of resolve and come in with a cleaner mindset and a smarter mindset. From Khabib, I kind of saw the same holes. I saw the same things. It just Conor didn't take advantage of them. To me, it seemed more of Conor losing rather than Khabib winning. And it just made it even better for me to kind of go out there and be the one to take that. I'm honestly, I even said it. I called Conor to win the fight, but I wanted Khabib to win, and I got the best of both worlds. So.
Stay tuned. Because the thing is, there's so many big opportunities for Khabib right now. Of course, Conor and the UFC, I would say, want to do the rematch. That's smart business. Okay. Not smart business for Khabib, if I'm honest, because Conor is a tough opponent and he's a very skilled fighter. I would say that Khabib...
Well, he asked for record-breaking money. Khabib, he said, to do the rematch. I don't know. I'm sure Harrington could chime in with this. First of all, also, let me know, weren't they both officially suspended? Harrington, you could probably fill us in on a little bit of the background there, because I know that I read that both Conor and Khabib were suspended. And I also read that Khabib asked for, record-breaking money to do a rematch.
Yeah, they were both suspended for, I believe it was 10 days by the Nevada State Athletic Commission while they
So that's over already.
No. They're suspended for 10 days while they look into what the deeper penalties may be.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? That's what I would say. I'll take 20 days. Fuck it.
And yes, you are correct. He was just saying, he's asking for record-shattering money if he's to take that rematch, but he hasn't even, gone on in the record saying I would 100% take it.
Did he give an inclination as to what kind of figure that we're talking about?
No, nothing yet.
Okay, okay. Go ahead.
He did get an offer. I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday. 50 Cent said what the UFC's doing to you is wrong. Come fight for me in Bellator. I'll give you $2 million cash.
Yeah, I did see that. And that's 50 Cent being 50 Cent lately.
Versus Derek Lewis, UFC 230, Saturday, November 3rd, MSG.
Is that real?
Right here in our backyard.
Wait,
it is
that
confirmed.
Real?
Yes.
It's weird to me because Derek Lewis, the last thing he said was, I need to sit my ass down and do some cardio. I'm not ready for the champ. And then all of a sudden, this was announced. So I was like, oh, interesting.
Wow.
Maybe he's taking your advice, Matt. Our opportunity. Let me get on the
Wait
treadmill.
a second.
I don't know, but it's there.
What about
this? Is our new main event?
What happened with him? When is he supposed to be fighting Brock?
Well, that's the thing.
What
There's
is
no
going on?
specific date for that Brock fight because Brock is still going through the USADA protocol, so he's not even going to be ready until
He's taking
next
Hey,
year,
man,
so.
not for nothing. That's a hell of a chance.
I totally agree. I think that credit to DC for doing it, and credit for Derek Lewis. Why not?
Well,
but yeah, that is a risky fight.
Very risky.